All right, so hot topics for today. It looks like a lot of big chains are releasing their procedures for opening and operating in this kind of mid-COVID-19 era. I have my personal take. I think a lot of these are ridiculous, and I don't know how these things can be at
maintained.
all. Yeah. So if you haven't seen any of these articles, I think 24-Hour Fitness posted their procedures. Equinox posted their procedures. And a lot of it, for me, just seems like overkill, personally. And that's just my opinion. But it's obviously temperature checks everywhere, social distancing like crazy. You have to wear masks. I don't know. Have you guys seen some of those articles or some of those procedures?
Yeah, I caught two yesterday that I was going to also post over. I know Lifetime Fitness dropped their protocols, procedures, and they touted 400 pages of cleaning protocols for all their franchises.
Those facilities are massive. Those facilities are like even above and beyond a normal 24-hour fitness. I'm really curious to see what their plan is.
And then the flip side, on the smaller side, way smaller side, but still boutique franchise side, Boudros dropped the Fit Body Bootcamp protocols, and he had a lot of really good stuff to say yesterday. I'll try and grab his stuff, but his SOPs are only 25 pages worth of cleaning protocols for his facilities. But I mean, they're all on a spectrum of each other. The larger the chain, the larger the facility, or the larger piece of the pie they service, the more in depth they seem to be going, and then it slides all the way down to the boutique. And then this is the same whether we're talking a yoga school or like a yoga facility, a Pilates facility. I have friends that own Pilates studios inside a franchise chain, and same thing, their franchise headquarters are sending down 20, 30, 40 pages of this is how you will operate when we open.
So a question for you fellas. How long do you think this is going to last? Or how permanent? Until
this thing called an election in November. I mean, there just seems to be November just sounds about right.
Kind of does, man.
I think we're going to see. It's interesting because to build off of what Eric said, like there's so much that's in anticipation of that specific time frame this year. Like end of the year, like November is really end of the year. Like you're in winter at that time, but like what I'm seeing is like end of fall, end of Q3. And the election, the economy, the stock market, the weather change, there's going to be this huge, I think, societal shift that is anticipated to happen in that time frame, in that period. And I'm not exactly sure how people are going to react to it. But it's like if we're making all these policies and procedures that are massive, like literally, they're for these companies, they're relatively massive overhauls. Only to switch them out 6 months later. That seems extreme to me.
Well, so, I mean, we can go way down a rabbit hole to, on a larger scale, understand or try to predict why, how long it's going to last and how it plays into a larger picture with politics and whatnot. But speaking specifically to operations within a business, how long do you think that these procedures are feasible?
I mean, it really depends. I'd have to look at a cost analysis. Yeah. I have no idea what the plans mean to their operating budgents.
I mean, yes, general assumptions that one, there's going to be a massive drop off of members if they haven't already, because I personally don't want to sign up for a facility where I have to jump through this many hoops and have these many rules and confine my workout or restrain my workout times to this small window.
I want to know if they're changing their pricing structure because now they're changing what they're offering. I mean, 24-Hour Fitness was saying, "Hey, we're open 24/7,
anytime you want,
364 days a year,
as long as you want."
And now it's in their name. Now they're not doing that. So it's like, do they change their membership prices because their service offering is now different? Their facilities offering.
Well, so just kind of again, simple assumptions. Your revenue or membership is going to come down to some degree.
While your costs are going up. I mean, just look at the expenses in cleaning. If you're going to clean every 60 minutes, how much material are you going to burn through?
So
and the manpower to do that.
I was just giving. Well, I mean, the manpower might be the exact same, because if the doors are closed, then the people, like, they could just leave it up to the sales team, the custodians, like everything. The manpower,
that's not their job, though. You know what I'm
right?
saying?
But if they want to maintain their job, it could become part of their job description in this new wave of, hey, doing business. I was thinking about like what it actually takes to clean, and I think technology is going to be the answer, because have you guys heard about these? There's
robots.
I actually haven't thought about robots.
Huh?
Yeah, Roombas, style stuff, but like the UV light disinfectant, and then two, it's like it looks like a leaf blower, but it sprays disinfectant everywhere.
Fog.
Yeah.
So it's like, if they're able to make some sort of technology that, like, hey, we're turning off all the normal lights, turn on the UVs, do the fog thing, and it's literally like a 10-minute turnaround for an entire 24-hour fitness facility. I think technology is going to make those margins come back.
But with that, I mean, you have to have the capital for the upfront expense, because that stuff's not going to be cheap right out of the gate.
Yeah, and every business invests in that stuff, and the technology is going to be way more expensive upfront. Absolutely.
Well, so we can, I guess, agree that these massive operations are pretty ludicrous and just over the top. So how can we bring this back down to our community, our gyms? Like, what do we focus on?
Well, again, let's say each state, each county, and each city is going to have its own layering of requirements. That's the minimum. You know, if Garcetti says, hey, for LA, or Newsom says, hey, for California, if gyms are going to open, these are the 5 criteria with which you must meet, then no matter what, you must meet those 5 criteria. And if that means limitations on personnel on the floor, if that means spacing of equipment and personnel, if that means mandated temperature checks. I mean, there's already, where was the article about restaurants required to track names of patrons for contact tracing? Are we going to have to submit attendance when contact?
That's what happened when I got my haircut. That's what they took my temperature, they took my name, and I was like, I have to go through like a security portal to get my haircut. Like, what the hell?
So one of our clients is now a contact tracer for the LA Department of Health, and they stated that laundry list of names is going to help them in determining who was next to who or whom when someone is infected, so they can trace back to the origin. So does that mean when the Department of Health comes knocking on your gym door and they say, give me your attendance for the last 7 days, are you complying? You know, those are all choices that people are going to have to make as part of this game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, right now, again, there's still a lot of speculation, because we don't have this 5,000 page manual that's probably going to get trickled down to us at some point. But I think we are, as small business owners, that's not part of a larger organization. We have a lot of benefits, I think, for that. You know, we have a lot more autonomy compared to some of these franchises, where now they're stuck. They have to follow by the book, held to like a way higher, I think, kind of out of reach standard. And we necessarily don't. We have a little more gray area to play with, so long as legally we reach these, or we abide by whatever the local or state guidances are.
Yeah, and we also have, I mean, with our customers, you think about the psychology and the branding impact. Like, this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but I honestly think what micro gym owners, small business owners should do is look at the bare minimum requirements to open up and just do that along with common sense. However, I think you should that's my personal opinion. That's what I would do if I was.
I'm on board with that.
Yeah. And that's, I mean, one, it's going to have is as little as possible impact on operations, obviously. But you look at what these big corporations are doing, and a lot of them, sometimes it's a competition to position themselves as who's taking care of their customers the
most drastic measures.
Exactly. And it's like, oh my God, your safety is paramount to us, and we're going to put everything else on hold for this. And I understand that, but they have to do that because as a corporation, as a company, they're completely faceless. They don't have the relationship or the trust with their customers that a small business owner typically has. So and I'm not saying abuse that, but I'm saying
no, that's
use common sense.
That's a real advantage for being in the micro
100%.
space, you know.
Agreed.
Kind of a shameless plug. We just posted published a blog post on the 3 tips for a successful gym reopening.
That sounds super useful.
Now, on this, you are not going to find all 1,700 protocols for social distancing. You're not going to find that. What you are going to find are those 3 main concepts of be a leader, motivate your members to move, and to keep them safe. And as a business owner, your responsibility is to do that in a way that makes sense for you, your business, and your community.
Yes.
And just common sense, man. Common sense. Don't overdo it, but do what it takes to keep your members and your business safe. That's it. I mean, easier said than done, but boil it down to that. And I think we'll be all right.
We'll be fine. Yep. And then get back to doing what you do best and grow your community, take care of your community, coach the crap out of them, offer a superior product, and put the word out. It's like what I'm most worried about is that people shift their focus to these preventative measures, and it takes away from the things that actually are going to improve their business or serve their members on the absolute level.
It's a distraction. It's a massive distraction away from your core service.
Right. Agreed. So talk about a major disruption.
Yep. Making people healthy enough to fight the coronavirus. That's your main goal.
There.
Yeah,
that's
or whatever's next. I mean, whatever's next.
I think we're going to start a segment.
COVID-20.
There it is. I'm calling it now.
Yeah.
You heard the prediction.
There it is.
Right on Good Stuff Daily.
Mark the date.
All right, gentlemen. A lot of good things we covered today.
Definitely.
So again, if you're watching this, make sure you check out our blog, pushpress.com/blog. Right at the top of the page, we posted a new blog post this morning. I think it'd be really helpful. Definitely take a look, take a read. Let us know how you are applying those 3 concepts to your business. And again, let's help kind of share all this good knowledge we're all sitting on. With that, gentlemen, thank you. Good discussion today.
It was great.
Catch you guys all tomorrow.
Thanks, man.
Definitely.
Absolutely.